Hi everyone. It's been a long time and I shouldn't have left you. But here we are, let's just get to it. These are all of the books that I may or may not be DNFing this year. Okay, I am someone who reads 5 books at once, and so my currently reading list is like 30 books long, and that's not counting comics. So I figured it's December, I would like to post every day. Why not talk about why I don't finish the books that I start? Okay, first book on the list. All About Love by Bell Hooks. This is a reread for me. I first read this book in maybe like 2019, and so I started reading it again because someone whose opinion I respect said that she thought this book was like incendiary and like not well researched, and she just didn't like Bell Hooks at all, which is an opinion that I've never heard before, but this person was really smart. So I decided to start rereading it. I should finish this book. This is a hard book to get through. It's very, it comes at you. So this book is getting finished. If you don't know, All About Love is seen as a must-read for anyone who wants to be or have a healthy relationship. And it just examines society's relationship with love, specifically through like your family. Yeah, read it. Read it. Okay, next book. It Came from the Closet. This is a book full of essays about horror movies from a queer lens. And so my plan was to watch all the movies. I really hope you can't hear that helicopter because it's gonna keep circling. But my plan was to watch all these movies, read every essay, and then rate the essay, and then make that a vlog. However, I don't like watching bad movies. And these movies, the first chapter had classics, and so that was good. But then it wants me to watch The Blob, the original and the remake, and I did not want to do that. And so I stopped reading it. However, I wanted to read this book since it came out in like 2022, and so this book will be getting finished eventually. Maybe next October. Next. Save the Cat writes... Was my mouse on the screen that entire time, y'all? Save the Cat writes a novel. I want to write a book. People who write books recommend this book. And so I bought it off eBay. That's why there's drawings all over it. But this is another book that will be getting finished. Comics. I'm skipping comics. Comics is gonna have to be its own video. Okay. The Efslers and Their Friends Between Revolutions. I won't be saying that word. This book is another classic, like, queer literature type book. It's told like it's a fairy tale. And it basically details how to survive a fascist regime. How do gay people survive when they are being hunted? This book gives more table book. Sitting down and actually reading it, I'm like, it's like lovely and I love the illustrations, but it's not a book that I would otherwise read. However, it is getting finished. I'm gonna end up just reading all of these. Okay, next one. Cosmos and Psyche by Richard Tarnas. So this is a book about astrology, about the outer planets and how their transits affect our lives. Outer planets have longer transits than planets that are closer to, that are before the, space. Anyway, this book is, as you can see, it's huge and is written like a textbook. It is really interesting. This is another eBay find, and I will be finishing it. Grit by Silas Denver Melvin. This is a book that I bought because I follow them on Tumblr. It's a book of poetry. It's good. This might be my first DNF. I've just never finished it, but it's like, I should just finish it. This is another book of queer poetry. Are we sensing a theme? Okay, next. I'm gonna count books that I have not opened. Books that I bought recently that I just have not read for whatever reason. Actually, okay, one more book that I have read. The Intuitive Way by Penny Pierce. This is like The Artist's Way, but for being psychic. There's a lot of good advice in here. I'd say that it works. At this point, this is another book that I started years ago. I would just have to start it over. Here's the last physical book that I have actually cracked open. The Artist's Way. I'm on week 5, and I will be finishing it. Okay, here are books that I bought that I have not opened yet for whatever reason. Instructions for Traveling West by Joyce Sullivan. This is another book that I saw on Tumblr, and it looks really good, and I'm excited to read this one, actually. This is another book of poetry. The BAP Handbook. Okay, this is another, like, cute book to have on your a counter book. I forget what they're called. Or like a joke book. But BAP stands for Black American Princess, of course, and it details the different ways to be a BAP. Of course, it's like an etiquette book. I'll read it. This is The Book of Angels by Kaya Christine Mueller. Do not remember why I bought this book. But it's a bunch of different angels and like lessons and stories about them. Not sure why I own this. And I'm not sure if I'll read it. Last one, before I switch over to my Kindle. Hawk by Vivian Ayres. I believe this is written by Felicia Rashad and Debbie Reynolds' mother, and so that's why I bought it. But let's look at the typeface. I don't like that. But it's just one super long poem that I'm going to read. Low key, why? I'm gonna read everything. Okay, let me grab my Kindle. We have Brightly Shining by Ingvid. One second.
Ingvild H. Rishoy.
Ingvid Rishoy. There we go. Okay, this was Dua Lipa's pick for the month of December, her Service 95 book club. If you're not in Dua Lipa's book club, you are missing out. Her book choices are fantastic. Dua Lipa is our foremost literary critic and commentator. Name someone else. You can't. Her interviews with these authors are so enlightening, and I just adore her. If I could give Dua Lipa one note, I would like to know the books in advance. I like to use the library, and there's often weeks long waits for these books. Okay, next. The Emotional Craft of Fiction by Donald Mass. Like I said, I love writing. I want to write a book. This is another book that is very highly recommended by people who have written books before. I'm like 20 pages in and it's already so helpful. Next we have The Story of the Lost Child by Elena Ferrante. This is the last book in her Neapolitan novel series. I have been adoring these books. I will finish this book. The Neapolitan Quartet has become like my favorite book series of all time. Elena Ferrante has become my favorite author of all time. The way that she writes is so immersive and it's so real. I don't even know how else to say it, but like everything, all of the details, how things go down, it's just so... She is also like a foremost critic of society. Okay, next. Labor of Love, The Invention of Dating by Maura Wigo. I'm going to stop saying their names because I don't feel like looking up how to pronounce all of them. I really like this book. I'm not sure why it's taken me so long to finish this book because it's well written and it's interesting. But again, something else I will be finishing. I don't know if the helicopters are going to stop. Anyway, it's A Little Devil in America by Hanif. You know who it is. And it just didn't grab me. His writing is very dense, which I know, coming from someone who's reading Elena Ferrante, is crazy. Maybe I'll pick up another one of his books. Also, I started reading this so long ago, I would have to start it over anyway. Okay, next book. Finishing New York, How a Great City Lost Its Soul by Jeremiah Moss. I listened to this on audiobook. It's very interesting. It's very history heavy. I don't know, I wanted like visuals and I was reading the audiobook. I'll probably finish this. I love learning about the history of cities and how cities change. Okay, next book. Braiding Sweetgrass. I'm 50% through. I might DNF this just because I feel like I get it. You guys, I get it. Live with nature. Be more receptive. Okay, next. City of Quartz by Mike Davis. This is another book about the history of a metropolitan area. I'm definitely going to finish this. This book is so interesting, but it's another one that is dense as fuck. Can I curse here? It's so dense. And I would want the physical book because there's pictures in it, and the pictures just aren't translating on my Kindle. Okay, next book. I'll keep this has to be book number 30 or something. The Coming Insurrection by the Invisible Committee. This book scared the shit out of me. It did. And so I was shaking, so I turned it off. But I will say that it's not meant to be scary. It's meant to prepare you. This is a book detailing basically how a civil war would play out in the United States. And everything, I started reading this book in 2024, and everything that they said would happen has happened. So give it a read. Everything else is comic books, which I wanted to make its own separate video. What are you reading right now? How do you decide when you're gonna DNF a book? Obviously, I'm not good at it because I decided to keep reading all of them. I know I said I was gonna DNF that one. I'm not. I once started reading a book in let me not lie. Let me check. Right. I once started reading a book in 2021 and I didn't finish it until 2024. And so it's never too late for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Come back tomorrow and we'll talk comics. Okay.